Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and today we'll be wrapping up the series about the future Damian Wayne and Batman Beyond, where we'll see the Bat family of the future united. We begin decades from now. It's said that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. This became clear to me 10 years ago, when Ra's al Ghul first told me about his plan. Damian Wayne meets his grandfather in the Himalayas. The latter tells him that all this is his glory, his purity, once abundant. Now, it is forgotten soil, except in a few locations. He must appreciate everything it means and understand what needs to be done to repair the damage. Damian agrees, saying it is beautiful, but there are other places on Earth that are equally so. For Ra's al Ghul, it doesn't matter if they've already been touched by human hands. He becomes sad whenever his grandson can't separate the true beauty of the Earth from man's territory. To Damian, human endeavors can also be wonderful. Paris, Athens, metropolis. Ra's al Ghul becomes annoyed. His father's environment destroyed the sensibilities with which he should have been raised. He normalized humanity's urban infestations, treating them as though they could be saved. Those black holes exemplify man's destructive nature. None are worth saving. For Damian, however, these cities are filled with men, women, and children. For Ra's al Ghul, they push the Earth toward ruin, altering nature in ways beyond catastrophic. Soon, even remote places like this will no longer exist. Rising heat is melting the ice and snow, destroying life on a global scale. All this because men like Bruce Wayne fight small battles while ignoring the real war. He and his kind allowed man to pollute this world. As they advance, they meet Zero. He tells them that only the great Ra's al Ghul has the foresight to see what must be done. The Earth's only hope is to develop technology to usher in a new ice age. Damian disagrees. Eradicating human life to save the Earth cannot be an option. Obviously, for the League of Shadows, it is. And once the Earth is restored to its original glory, they will return to repopulate the world in a controlled manner. For Damian, this will take centuries. They'll be long dead by then. Obviously, they have a plan, and thanks to the restorative powers of the Lazarus Pit, their years in space will not be compromised by old age. As chief engineer in science, they must trust Zero. Meanwhile, Ra's al Ghul knows his situation has already become complicated. The next time his body expires, it will be the last, as the pit will be unable to revive him. Time moves on, and indeed, Ra's al Ghul dies. For Zero, this is tragic. The pit can no longer revive him. Therefore, the entire League feels it. Damian asks him to gather the people. They will say their farewells at dawn. Damian Wayne is now the head of the demon. The League of Assassins is his to command, as is he. Damian has nothing more to say than to ask him to continue with his grandfather's plan. Later on, the events we saw previously unfold when Batman of the future and Bruce Wayne arrived at these facilities. If you remember, Damian managed to change his mind and let them leave. He did not destroy the Earth. This is something that irritates Zero. With this, he ensured the destruction of the Earth and betrayed his grandfather. Damian knew there would be a time when Zero would turn against him. He thought it would take years, but he was wrong. It's true that effective betrayal takes time to organize, but he only needed months to poison his men against him. 9 hours ago, he made his move. He underestimated his discontent with his desire to find a solution that didn't involve the extermination of billions. When Damian was betrayed, at first he managed to defend himself, but there were many men after him. They were about to kill him when Goliath came to his rescue. Goliath has been with him since he was a child. Most think of him as a pet, but he also considers him a friend and a bodyguard. If it weren't for Goliath, the reconciliation they both experienced wouldn't have been possible. And that's how we return to the present, as Damian was telling his father and Terry what happened with his grandfather. Suddenly, the conversation is interrupted because they're being attacked. Although Bruce Wayne knows it's not exactly that they were found. To ensure Damian's death, they've decided to destroy the entire city. Batman of the future prepares to go out and fight. Damian tells him he won't be able to stop it alone. Terry hates to admit it, but he's right. Given the enemy's size, they need to work together quickly. Batman was outside trying to fight when he was knocked down from behind. It seems they don't stand a chance against this superior force because Goliath equals 100 of their men. Damian takes one of his father's gadgets and uses it to attack the enemy. Remember, the Bat family is neither alone nor complete without Batwoman, who has also arrived at the battlefield with a new suit. She got an upgrade capable of blocking sonics. That way, she can take down the emitter. It was originally made for Nightwing, but when he rejected it, she had to wear it because it remained in the family. She won't be the only Grayson here, as her father, Mayor Dick Grayson, has arrived. For him, it's pretty obvious that they need some help. With this, he'll remember the old days. It seems a true team has formed. Damian meets Dick, thinking he had left this life for politics. The truth is, he did leave it, but he's always willing to help. Bruce Wayne cannot stand by idly while his children fight. Eliminating a threat like this requires more power. Fortunately, they have options that will extend beyond Neo-Gotham. Meanwhile, the League of Assassins is preparing to bombard and annihilate. They must destroy the city immediately. Batwoman has realized this. They're charging up for a big killer shot. They must take down their command capability. Bruce Wayne activates the satellite and begins shooting. He can lend a hand from above. He's taking down the ship's entire propulsion system. Without it, there's no way it can stay in the area, so they have to clear everything. Batwoman asks what will happen if it crashes into the city. Batman tells her it won't. The ship's momentum will carry it out to sea. The ship has been taken down, but something is strange about all this. There's too much snow in this place. In a season like this, such a thing should be impossible. Bruce Wayne moves his satellite over the Himalayas to take a look and see what's happening. What he saw was a launch platform with large-scale space transporters launching, abandoning Earth. This can only mean that Zero has started his plan. A new ice age has been triggered. Of all the plans Damian saw, this one can't be stopped. The Bat family sets off to stop Zero, heading out in the Batwing. To Damian Wayne, this is ridiculous. The way Dick Grayson drives, it'll be a miracle if they reach their destination alive. Dick asks if he's been saving all those insults for this moment. Damian tells him he was the best Robin and also a superior pilot. He should have let him keep flying. Even Goliath is a better pilot than Dick. Elaine tells Damian that his father is as good a pilot as Batman's son. There's no argument for Damian in matters as obvious as this. Batman Beyond tells them that's enough. They don't have time for these discussions and must focus on their real problem to end this ice age. As they move forward, the sensors indicate that the entrance they're looking for is close. This might look like the Arctic, and it seems bad, but they're in Texas. The place they're looking for is under the snow, so Batwoman uses heat rays to melt it and enter with Damian Wayne's voice command. Dick urges everyone to get inside quickly. They won't win if they stay outside. Damian tells his brother that he really has a knack for stating the obvious. Batwoman asks if Damian has always been this pessimistic, and his father replies that yes, but this is him being cheerful. She should see him being truly pessimistic. Moving forward, they arrive at a vehicle capable of taking them to their destination. Zero and the League are sending their attack from space, so they have to go to space to stop them, and this ship is perfect for that. Batman notes that Ra's al Ghul was indeed prepared with a contingency plan, but Damian clarifies that this ship belongs to his father, not his grandfather. Back at the Neo-Gotham operations base, Matt is in awe, as Bruce Wayne has always been 2 steps ahead in technology. He has to be, especially with madmen like Zero who want to freeze the planet. The problem now is figuring out exactly how he's doing it. Bruce Wayne has an idea. Zero must have an orbital platform that has been deploying small satellites over Earth in the last 36 hours. These satellites seem to be creating a barrier that blocks sunlight, causing the world to cool at an alarming rate. Before they can continue, the city loses power and temperatures plummet to minus 40 degrees. Soon, people will start dying. Returning to Damian, he's frustrated that he's not the one piloting the ship. He could do it even in his sleep or in a coma. Batwoman finds it amusing that Bruce programmed the ship to sync only with the Batsuit, making Batman the only one who can fly it. Damian says his father just wanted to prevent unauthorized people from taking the ship. This includes him. Enough talk, it's time to leave. Batman takes off, excited to go into space. Damian tells him he's acting like a 6-year-old. Terry asks Damian to act as if he has no emotions. They're going to space, which is exciting. Damian has been to universes and dimensions Terry can't even comprehend. Going to space is not thrilling by comparison. Once they leave the planet, they realize Bruce was right. There's a massive barrier deflecting solar heat away from Earth. The barrier is still incomplete. This is a launch platform, and they operate from this site, which is heavily fortified. The League of Assassins detects their arrival and prepares to attack. The battle begins, and Damian tells Elena to be well prepared. Of course, she is, and knows they need to clear a path for landing. Batman and Batwoman exit the ship and destroy the laser turrets to stop the attacks. Once they've disabled the turrets, they connect the ship to a platform to access the base. Batwoman asks if they think the League is expecting them. Damian replies that they're in the League of Assassins territory. They're prepared to face avenging angels from the sky, beasts from hell, and anything else that stands in their way. It's only 4 of them against hundreds. These men betrayed Damian, and he'll make them fall like the traitors they are. They must kill them as soon as possible, because they are the most lethal assassins ever assembled and won't stop until they're dead. Batman, however, doesn't want to kill them, so he'll put them to sleep with a prepared gas. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne attempts to restore power, but the entire system is frozen. The winds and temperatures are causing his system and crystals to shatter. Back with Batwoman, she asks how many men are on this ship. Damian replies that there are approximately 1,100, definitely more warriors than they can defeat. Moving forward, Damian notices something odd. This room wasn't in Zero's plans. The new leader appears and tells Damian that, of course, he wouldn't let him see his true plan. He knew that one day Damian would come after him and pursue him to his space base. Damian should take his last breaths, knowing that his grandfather's vision will soon be realized. Life on Earth will be exterminated to be reborn with the purity Ra's al Ghul always dreamed of. Damian and the others are about to be thrown from the space base. Batman Beyond is the first to be expelled. Goliath blocks the door and uses his body to prevent Elena and Damian from being lost in space. Batwoman takes advantage of this to use her weaponry and seal the hatch. Unfortunately, the controls aren't working, and Damian knows time is running out. Goliath can't hold on much longer. Damian realizes that the circuits are their only chance to close the door. Meanwhile, Batman does everything he can to use his suit to propel himself back to the base. Goliath grabs his hand to bring him back, and Damian manages to close the hatch so they can all keep breathing. Back in Gotham City, Bruce knows that humanity will start dying soon, and he has to do something. In the midst of the snow, Barbara arrives with a Batmobile. It seems Batman's atomic batteries managed to power it up. It's time to go and see the rest of the city. This is worse than Bruce expected. There's no light anywhere, and the entire city has lost power. At the rate the planet is freezing, everyone on Earth will die. On the other hand, Zero, the leader, celebrates his victory. Ra's al Ghul's dreams are about to come true, and it is a blessing that they are all instruments of his justice and righteousness. He stands on the cusp of humanity, paying for its profanation. But before he can continue, Damian interrupts his speech. Zero will be the one to pay the price for freezing this planet. Zero was so confident in his plan to throw them into space that he forgot just how deadly Damian can be. They will hold off as long as possible until the rest of their reinforcements arrive. Meanwhile, Dick Grayson is working from Earth, looking for any plan that might help. Bruce Wayne is the most prepared person who ever walked the planet. He has unimaginable contingency plans. For example, he has a fleet of communication satellites. Well, that's what he told the world, without mentioning that Bruce equipped them with special gear, which he'll now use to activate all the space drones he can. Batman knows Dick is in motion, so they must hurry and go after Zero. Damian tells him he has dishonored his grandfather. Ra's al Ghul would never approve of Zero leading a rebellion against his own grandson. Zero replies that he's only brought Ra's vision to life, while Damian tries to kill his dream. Damian tells him that a plan that involves killing humanity is not a dream, it's a nightmare. He He will end that plan and leave Zero's fate in the hands of inferior beings. Batman can't believe he's been called an inferior being. Making friends definitely isn't one of Damian Wayne's strengths. Batman's son doesn't need more friends. He has Goliath, who always has his back. Dick Grayson communicates, telling them he's in position, and Damian knows they'll be able to finish this as long as Elena completes her mission. Elena, annoyed, vows to show her true capability. Dick tells his daughter not to let Damian's words affect her. He's calculated their best chance to end this, and all she needs to do is take out the spheres around her, creating a chain reaction so powerful that part of the screen will stop working. To Damian, it's a good start. He knows his grandfather's override codes and will keep them functioning until the threat is over. Elena doesn't understand why the rest of the spheres are exploding. Dick tells her that eliminating the crucial satellites causes the rest to be unable to handle the surge of energy. Zero, furious, is determined to finish off all his enemies, but Batman arrives in time to destroy Zero's weapon and delivers a strong punch, slamming him against the wall. Everything is going well for the Bat family, but the explosions are closing in. They must get out of there as quickly as possible. After advancing, they reach Bruce Wayne's ship and manage to escape just before the base explodes. Zero can't believe this is happening. He'll be trapped in this place as the base goes off course, leaving him stranded in space, with an eternal ice age awaiting him in the cold, endless darkness of space. The next day, everything begins to return to normal. Power is restored, the world's climate is stabilizing, and technology is working again. As for Zero, his platform drifts aimlessly in space, although the system continues to detect life signs there. To Damian, that's the fate a traitor deserves. Terry tells him he could take advantage of this and rebuild his organization. Ra's al Ghul must have had many resources and manpower, and some of those people might still be loyal to Damian. He could use them to eliminate his grandfather's destructive plans and use those resources to improve the planet. Damian knows the scale of humanity's problems goes beyond those resources. Bruce knows it too, but suggests that this time they work together again as Batman and Robin. They can revive that partnership to combine their strengths and improve the world. No matter what, Damian must no longer follow his grandfather's path. He must not follow the path of disaster. Damian agrees to work with his father, just as he once did as his Robin. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.